Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a video about a 6-star Iceman, a rank 3 with 200 signatures. Now it's been OG champion release season, and I thought, you know, a champion that I loved, I've got as rank 5 as a 5-star, and one that I was looking to work with in the past was Iceman. Iceman's got some really good qualities to him. As a lot of you know, he has qualities that are able to give him double immunity, or triple immunity I should be more kind of precise with incinerates, bleed, and poisons. I do feel very strongly he should have frostbite immunity and or cold immunity. But hey, you know, kabam! That's on them to get that changed. Some interaction with taking down some evade champions. Not 100% all the time it's going to work, but some really nice energy burst damage that comes up from the champion. Now the 6-star rank 3 version is actually a bit better. I'm not going to say like, I'm not going to stand here or sit here and say that I'm overly impressed, because in some ways I'm not. So what I was expecting to see is like a big kind of like ramp up of the amount of energy damage you get as a 200 signature version, which you can see on screen is 7,171. But I do understand that everything scales, especially if you look at the 5-star version, which is right here. So take that 7,100, compare it with the 5-star version, which is 5,568, 200 signature at a 565 version. So yeah, I do understand the reason that Kabam have gone, hey, you know, we can't have him like too powerful. The same reason that some other champions like Hyperion have recently come in. It does take checks and balances to make sure that they're not too OP. But I can imagine once you get to rank 4s and rank 5s, it may be a case that that's a different story and could be a little bit more spicy and enjoyable. Now you still might be a little bit confused about the champion of Iceman, and as well like the various different types of like abilities, things that he has. Just to really say, like, he is, as I said, multiple immunities, deals with evade champions, but it's not overly consistent. If you've got a high amount of crit rating and you crit a lot with this champion, then chances are that you'll be able to put more of the frostbites on. So 45% chance to place a frostbite charge on the opponent. Frostbite charges are passive and last for 10 seconds and deal 2,483 energy damage when they expire. A lot of the times, and I did experiment with various play style methods, which we're going to see in some of the footage, and also in a few areas, I tested them out. And he's relatively good. As a rank 3 6-star, he will do things like Act 7.1, Act 7.2, and all of the old school stuff, which we're going to test off in particular against the boss 6.2.2. But there is a problem. I am running Suicide Masteries, which will affect certain things. That's the biggest problem with switching with mastery sets with this. You get to see a good amount of damage. Rotations will either be build up a load of passives, and as you get to an SP2 and wait for the frostbites to come off the cycle, is throw your special attack too at the same time, similar to how we kind of like played the Nimrod stuff. But let's, without further ado, showcase some footage, shall we? So right off the bat, here we go with the footage, going up against the obligatory Winter Soldier footage. Now you can see as well, ticks per time is 700 or 702. And as we know, it's only going to be 7k that's going to be taken off of Winter Soldier this time, which in my kind of like thought process is a little bit disappointing. Especially if you look at the extent of when and how much you get ticked when it comes to any other content you face against them. You have you don't have an Iceman, but the enemy has an Iceman, and you just like, why am I taking so much damage? This is ridiculous. But you can see there, that's the rotation I was talking about. We've also got the what is it? Korg synergy. That's it. Korg synergy. We've got the Arcus synergy as well in order to improve damage output with this, and it's not too bad. I could play this in various different ways, which the first way you're finding me play it as building up again to the expiry point and then throwing in the SP2 there as things kind of like tick over, and some good kind of like burst damage, 14k each time. Especially with that, the more frostbites we have, the more damage it's going to do. Now I'm going with a different method, and I am rotating around throwing SP1s to put more, or have a better chance of putting more of the passives on. This just means that it's just a bit more quick and punchy, but I just wanted to kind of change up the way that I was playing the champion just to showcase for the footage, because you know, you want to see like the damage scales and see if it's improving and that. It definitely feels like it is the case. It's a bit better. But I just think this is like, as the champion kind of increases in rank, especially into 6-star, you're going to see a bit more punch and crunch. Now you can do a heavy attack in order to dispel a lot of those little frostbites on there, but that is down to you at the end of the day. And yeah, there's a heavy attack there. Just again showcasing that 40,000 there. That was really nice to see. A nice little punch of numbers, and maybe rotating around crit rate could have been a better option to create and build. But the problem is, obviously, Suicide Masteries is still a big issue, as I kind of donk myself back right there. 101 hits isn't exactly brilliant, especially what I'd like to see, but you know, it could be a better rotation. This is just some standard content in Act 6.2. I just kind of like thought I'd showcase this again to see like how it goes up against some of the permanent content, story content. Bit of an issue there with the comboing into a special attack. Again, there's a state of the game, and it was a good intercept just a moment ago as we wait around for the SP2. Good block damage. Going to be showcasing the ice armor being in usage, because at the moment you can see ice armor is up, but I haven't really tested that out. That will be tested in the next clip that's going to be seen. But again, good damage, good rotations, and as well, bit of damage, speed, and momentum. Which, as you know, don't sue me, Dr. Disrespect. I just say damage, speed, and momentum, not violent speed and momentum, because it's not that violent really. It's a Marvel game. Trying to be that kind of violent. Okay, this is the showcase now. In a moment, you're going to see me getting hit by the SP3 as Gulpal is going to get the backup recovery, and then he's going to get into an SP3. The thing that I want to showcase is, from the point where we are now, here comes backup recovery, 39%, quote that, 39% top left-hand corner, and then there we go, we're trying to put the defense on, but then, we're going to get hit by SP3. Is this going to take all my health? We've got the ice armor up. This will be absorbed in the ice armor. You can see that it goes down by 5%. That's the ice armor there working a treat as we counter with a special attack, the SP1. We're on aggression regeneration at the moment, so it's just trying to negate that and can see if that is I can stem the damage. But yeah, that was cool. Right, okay, so I sped this along because there is a problem with this. I'll talk very slowly over the top of you watching this. The problem with going up against Mr. Sinister, first of all, great, what I've done with this, because you need a poison immune champion in 6.2.2, but also need a champion like Heimdall with Angela in order to give you that Fury buff, because it's Caustic Temper. Okay, the issue which you can see, and you've probably seen, is that I'm rotating around evading the SP1 because I personally find it a little bit more easier to evade. I did make a mistake and got ep by I think an SP2 or something, but then it's then a case where you're like, right, I have Suicide Masteries on, I'm recalling damage, but one of the worst things about this is that you are reapplying a Cold Snap. A Cold Snap is a debuff, and because Iceman is not immune to it, it causes a problem because you are recoiling, and even worse, you are also eating your own ice base damage, your frostbite damage. So I've slowed it down now to this point here of 17%. You could just see a little bug there. It's hitting down a special attack button. It's just not kind of working, and it's a bit frustrating. But again, another problem Kabam aren't looking into, but hopefully they kind of do that at a later date. Gotta have hope with this game, people. Okay, so I intercede right here. I'm on 1%. This becomes, as I said, the only way to kind of deal with this if you run Suicide Masteries and you're doing 6.2.2. It's just a case of rotating around just standard basic damage and hope that one of your crits gets a Cold Snap passive on the enemy. Because otherwise you just become like this for, I don't know, the best part of the entire fight. And I've got to be honest, doing this for about a minute, I just got incredibly bored. And that's the biggest problem here. Suicide Masteries is great and it does punch off a load of damage, but at the same time, you were literally on 1% health, which you can see I'm doing at the moment, slowly whittling down Mr. Sinister. It becomes very, very boring, and I don't need to kind of show any more footage because it's just forever. It would just be this entire video with me just yeah 1%, yeah right, okay, yeah I get it, well, come on, but yeah, that just showcases the particular champion. I did have a good time kind of revisiting Iceman. I did think that there are some kind of good qualities. I actually hope I get him, and would I rank 3 him? I probably would. It would just be very difficult to go, should I take my Mutant Awakening gem and give it to him, or should I save it for something else? And I probably would save it for something else. Not to say that Iceman is completely out of the current meta of the game. It's just that I've got the 5-star version and about 200 signature. I'm or close to 200 signature. So I'm thinking right, well, I'm sacrificing, I'm getting 2,000 more additional damage with my signature ability. I just don't think it's worth it until the champion becomes at least a rank 5 star, a rank 5 6-star, or an opportunity to get that, and then, you know, that may be kind of like a more interesting thing. But Suicide Masteries, if I'm thinking about something, maybe a rank 2, yeah, for sure. But it was just fun. It was fun to revisit an OG champion, see if he's still good within the current meta, and especially to say, like, you know, if something like a variant comes around, we've got to use 6 stars. Or as well, some content comes around that benefits him. And there's a few things that promote better stuff with mutants. In particular, if you're looking for options for things like Cavalier, then maybe it could be that. But I don't know if people would overly want to rank 3 a 6-star Iceman just for the purpose of doing Cavalier difficulty. In any case, it was interesting to see this. And that has been the video. What are your thoughts on Iceman as a rank 3 6-star, especially at 200 signature? Put it in the comment section down below. Is he missing something? Is he fine as he is? Put it. Sound off. Yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye for now. See some other content on screen as well. Bye.